Lam.
Yeah, it's
Fire friend like me. Fire friend like me. If you not want betray, fire friend like me. Fire friend like me. Fire friend like me. If you not want betray, fire friend like me.
Bombe oh, fire friend like me.
I was still not there. I was not sabbatical.
Fire friend like me.
Still left government.
Fire friend like me. Fire friend like me.
Follow me, just up it table.
The bestie na sweet like my bestie. The bestie da la la bestie. Fire friend like me.
Also wanna apologize for the people now.
See bestie wanting to wealthy.
Oh, yes,
Fire friend like me.
yeah.
I them say they want me go. I say
Some of them say they want me go.
I say
I want to sabbatical along with people to wear the
Some friends you know now, Some friends you know now, Some friends you know now, Friends you know now, Hey, see bestie, the bestie na sweet like my bestie. The bestie da la la bestie, fire friend like me.
I say see bestie wanting to wealthy. Fire friend like me.
We apologize. We apologize for the
They won't step on my blessing, but God get it breaking. They won't lay my blessing, but God get it breaking.
Friendship, see friendship, can't see party friendship, and I want no bad for friendship. Wangolo, 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 Wango for bestie, Wangolo, Wango for daddy, Wangolo.
I hear them say they want me go. I say
as well. Thank you very much. This OP table.
I hear them say they want me go. I say
yeah, now we are back. We are back. We are back. We are back. Thank you very much. That was me in studio. Nyane said food. So let's go on Liver Country. Thank you very much. Breakfast team for Indianapolis, Indiana.
The bestie da la la bestie, fire friend.
I was still texting you and
see bestie wanting to wealthy. Fire friend like me.
I would not look like me. Hello. Thank you very much. OP table. Anyway,
Fire friend like me.
the chairman is in
If you know
Hawaii.
betray, fire friend like me.
President Julius in Hawaii.
Bombe oh, fire friend like me.
Thank you very much.
Bombe jene oh, fire friend like me.
Let's go to the studio.
Fire friend like me. Fire friend like me.
Hey, see bestie, the bestie na sweet like my bestie. The bestie da la la bestie, fire friend like me.
I say see bestie wanting to wealthy. Fire friend like me. I hear them say they want me go. I say
Some of them say they want me go.
I say
While the chairman, just I Hawaii on the beach. Thank you very much.
Some friends bestie and sweet love, my bestie. The bestie la bestie, fire friend.
I say, see bestie wanting to happy. Fire friend, let me.
Ohio, Indianapolis,
if you know one betrayer, fire friend,
California,
fire friend, let me. If you know one betrayer, fire friend, let me.
Into your teeth,
fire friend, let me.
Thank you very much.
Fire friend, let me.
And a shout out to the
fire friend, let me. Fire friend, let me.
The bestie and sweet love, my bestie. The bestie la bestie, fire friend, let me.
I say, bestie wanting to happy. Fire friend, let me. I say, they want me go, I say,
President, what they say, they want me go,
I say,
you just back up, the vice president,
some friendship, some friendship, the bestie, la bestie, fire friend.
And that's all of you, all of us, let's get
bestie wanting to happy. Fire friend,
the United States. Not all of you. Yes? So those are in Maryland. The Maryland was not all of you. You are free in Maryland.
They won't step on my blessing, but God cannot break it. They won't call it my blessing, but God cannot break it.
We say shout out to all representatives aspiring to the Indianapolis and even now. All of us carry.
And I want no back for friendship. Wangolo, 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 Wango for bestie, Wango for daddy, Wangolo.
They want me go, I say,
everybody like this. There's a Rupa Tati, former president of Kenya.
They want me go, I say,
With a full district of 71 counties, we are Mr. Adity General, the conformer. Mr. Adity General, the men are going to see the most
the bestie na crepa my bestie, the bestie la bestie, fire friend.
I say, see bestie wanting to happy. Whether you want you alone, fire friend, let me.
What do you want the rest of the color?
DJ Young.
Thank you very much, thank you very much, thank you very much, thank you very much, thank you very much. I want you, man, it's invitation, you know.
Fire friend, fire friend.
It's in Hawaii, on
if you
vacation.
not want betrayer, fire friend, fire friend, let me.
The video,
Fire friend, let me.
our agenda of all the
If you not want betrayer, fire friend, let me.
Saga is on the agenda today. I tried this show on that. That's what we're about to follow on the salon.
Fire friend, let me.
Thank you very much. Here, it's the freedom.
Fire friend, let me.
I tried this show on that.
Fire friend, let me.
Now, what's the
bestie na sweet love, my bestie. The bestie la bestie, fire friend, let me.
I say, see bestie wanting to heavy. Fire friend let me. They want me go, I say,
the life of the people, the life of the people is just
Somebody say they want me go.
They want me go, I say,
I want you all around.
Some friends around the world. Some friends the bestie, and still my bestie. The bestie, la bestie. Fire friend let me.
I say, see bestie wanting to heavy. Fire friend let me. Okoro. They won't step on my blessing, but God can break me. They won't lay my blessing, but God can break me.
Worry able to get into the speaker.
French, see French.
Worry able to get the TV.
French.
Worry able to get your smartphone.
For French.
Now we're here. Let's go.
Bangolo. Bango for best, bango for daddy, bango.
I hear them say, they want me go, I say,
Couple of period. And I
hear them say, they want me go, I say,
I'll come in like one come to one friend. Who are the next person of my period? Just like my part-time, I will follow coming. And also, the bestie,
bestie wanting to heavy, fire friend let me.
I want to forget the Columbia Dabra and what you keep telling the video, everywhere, many people are there before we have to be ready. I don't now let that follow that studio.
If you not want to betray, fire friend let me. If you
not in studio,
Bombe oh, fire friend let me. Bombe jene oh, fire friend let me.
Fire
friend let me.
Fire friend let me.
The best in a sweet like my best.
I brought upcoming black stuff. I want out somebody allow to this I want somebody allow pulling you at it. Please, you are clear. I read. I want us to practice alcohol on the I would die as a Sebastian. I would have going to be giving us I was in La Baby. I would have we are waiting you to Socrates. How long we are waiting? Let's open table. Oh my goodness. People on Hawaii, people on vacation. In Hawaii, thank you very much. Let's go to the table. If you are in the UK, say shout out to you. Shout out to our listening. I want to tell the pastor I am on the radio. I've not heard from me for almost 3 weeks. Tell you how much, but I'm back now. Yes, I'm back now. I had a family vacation. I have to do some to the Tapia. Thank you very much. You gotta take a picture. Those of you who have take a significant video of vacation. Yeah, the country is too hard. Because make a significant video happy. Thank you very much. Yes. I'm back now. We're not here, but we're here. We are here now. I'm here with you and the fool. How you doing with the fellow? They want me go. I say, I'm going to open the table. You want to put the TV in the last weekend? They want me go. You were in a speaker. But now your TV, or your smartphone. Now we are in a speaker. Listen to God say today. Secretary Fatima Famola, thank you very much. Our money, take our money. Government. I want to dive into that. Today, my topic of discussion, I want to be distracted with million of politics. I want to be talking about Liberia, only for you there. Where will we go? To Liberia.
They won't step on my blessing, but God can break you. They won't call my blessing, but God can break you.
Friendship, can't see the party friendship. And I want to go for friendship.
We have great job in our community. Thank you for our president. Thank you so much.
They want me go. I say,
Yeah, thank you very much.
They want me go.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. This Obitable, we're awaiting our studio guest, Dawuda Sugaji Kalon. But anyway, we'll dive straight into the issue. Yeah.
While we await our guests, we just want to dive straight into the issue. Thank you so much for tuning in. Keep sharing the video. Share the video as much as you can, because we want this news to reach to all of our Liberian people all around the globe. Today, we'll be diving into some trending issues. Liberia is on our mind as we are nearing the elections. Coming October 2023, October 10th will be decision day in Liberia. So we all have to, put our mouth to where our life belongs. Liberia is all we have. So we will continue to educate our people, talk to the voters on grounds to make the right decision for years to come. So share the video. I want to use this time to say a special shout out again to Mr. Rufus Tati. He got back to town yesterday. I called him. I said, Mr. President, are you back? Mr. Former President, are you back? He said, yes. I said, okay, Mr. Former President, we got to, put our boot on the ground for District Number 7, Boncante, as we are doing in District 8, Maserado right now. Our people from our community have to, make that change. They did it right here in our community. They have to take it back home our people on ground have to, get that change the long man longing for in their lives. And Mr. Rufus Tati is the change in district number 7, Bon County.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Nyan Edai Volula. Nyan Volula, the favorite song of Niba Kante. The favorite song of Niba Kante, Nyan Edai Volula. You were just discussing about the issues unfolding in district number 7, Bon County. The aspirant, the representative aspirant of district number 7, Bon County. That's Rufus Tati, one of the best president the Indian community I ever produced. The man who left 51,000 plus in the bank for the Liberian people. But anyway, we don't want to dive into that issue anyway. Mr. President, I say salute you. I salute you with clarity and distinction. Anyway, we have Socratic along. Socratic along going to be joining us anytime soon in studio. Socrates, are you there?
Socrates is in the back room. He's in the back room, so I gotta bring.
Now, without Socrates along, you'll be coming on anytime soon. The rest of the world going to start listening to you. Hello, Socrates. Hello, Socrates along.
Can you hear us, sir?
Can you hear me? Dawada Socrates along. Hello, Socrates.
We can't hear you.
We cannot hear you, Socrates. Check your device.
Go back and come back in.
Hello, Socrates.
Can you hear us?
Okay. We're having some technical issue in studio. Socrates, can you hear me now?
No. Keep going when you come out. Keep going.
Yes, we're having a technical issue in studio, trying to get Dawada Socrates along from Liberia. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Facebook Live, this is OP Table. Today we have April 1st, 2023. Top of the discussion, we're going to be discussing the upcoming election in Liberia, October 10, 2023. Our studio guest is going to be, or is, Dawada Socrates Kalon from the ruling party in Liberia, CDC-led government anyway in Liberia. Dawada Socrates Kalon is our studio guest. But anyway, I have with me Nyan Edai Volula. Mr. Volula.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for joining me in studio. We are in studio now. We are here to discuss some issues affecting Liberia and some issues that also making Liberia to flourish. We cannot forget about the good things that happen in Liberia and also the good things happening around the world. That's why we have one of the greatest men that's going to be joining us anytime soon from Liberia, Dawada Socrates Kalon, who is abreast with information when it comes to the setting of Liberia. That's why we are here. Anyway, Kalon, are you there?
Kalon, not here yet. Keep going.
I know Kalon not there, but Mr. The favorite son of Niba Kante, Nyan Edai Volula. I know you are one of those that is very zealous when it comes to discussing politics. You understand when I say politics, you understand how things you understand the dialectic of politics. That's why I would love to have you in studio with me, because I know what you're capable of doing. And you know you are very open and you have been abreast with information in and out of Liberia. But I have a question for you, Mr. Nyan Volula. You want to introduce it to the people first? Even though you're not strange to this platform.
Yeah. First of all, I want to recognize some of our guests before we dive into the topic.
Yeah.
I want to recognize Mr. Aviti Peno, all the way from District 8, Maserado County, Liberia, the change maker. The change maker, he did it right here in Indiana. We know he can do it again in our District 8. District 8, if shine your eyes, come October 10, 2023. Come October 10. Mr. Aviti Peno, we say thank you for joining us. Thank you for the fact that you are all the way in LRB and using your data to join us. We appreciate that. Share the video. Mr. Aviti Peno would love to host you here one of these days for you to tell the world your plan for District 8. We know your plan is great, but the world got to hear your plan. Mr. Peno, thank you. I also want to take this time to say Choco P. Johnson, Rose Bayou, the soldier of our time. Yes, the tough talking Rose Bayou. Rose, we say thank you. Rose Andrew, we say thank you. Thank you for joining us as well. Share the video. Help us to share the video. The first lady of our community, the first lady, the woman that making our president to make sound decision in this community.
Yes.
The woman that getting our president to look very young.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say, Mr. Sonny Parker, we say thank you.
Yeah.
Madam Fadele, we say thank you for joining us. Thank you so much for everything. For everything you continue to do. Hold on, let me bring our guest on.
Hello, Socrates.
Thank you very much, my dear brother.
Yeah.
What that Socrates Kalon? Can you stand up a little bit so the audience can be able to see you? Because now we're going to see your eyes.
All right, actually sitting in my car because trying to avoid disturbance because the kids are in the house.
Right.
No problem. Dawda Socrates Kalon. Dawda Socrates Kalon is one of the greatest men in the CDC-like government. Dawda Socrates Kalon, he's not strange to the United States. Dawda Socrates Kalon was here. Dawda Socrates Kalon graduated from Boston University. Before he became to Boston University, Dawda Socrates Kalon obtained his degree, his first degree in at the University of Temple University. Temple University in Pennsylvania. Dawda Socrates Kalon also he graduated from Boston University in Indiana. And now Dawda Socrates Kalon is working in the government.
Well, not just graduated, but graduated with honors.
Yeah. But let him introduce himself.
I'll give you the platform to introduce yourself, but I just want to give the narrative, the trends. Okay. But Mr. Kalon, who have been in this country for a long time, and then decide to go back to Liberia to serve our people because he loved the country Liberia. That is why we say there is a need we bring a country that believe that he can do anything for the people of Liberia. Socrates, you are welcome to Open Table, and it's now time to introduce yourself to Open Table and the rest of the world.
Thank you very much, XYZ John Akwe.
Thank you very much.
And your co-presenter in studio.
Follow that.
Thank you, my dear brother. Thank you so much for joining us today. It is a pleasure to be with you on this platform. We say thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's also a pleasure to be for the second time again on Open Table, a platform that was engineered by a colleague, a brother, XYZ, and other colleagues there in Indiana, a place where I so dearly hold high regards, because Indiana contributed and XYZ also contributed to who I am today. And so I'm forever proud to always, answer his call and contribute to whatever he's doing in a positive way. So on that note, by introduction, I'm Dawda Socrates Kalon. I hail from the southeast, Grand Crew County to be specific. That also, as part of my education, went to Temple University in Pennsylvania from 2012 to 2015, where I obtained my bachelor's degree. And I also worked at Temple for 3 years as a peer advisor. Peer advisor meaning we provide counseling and guidance to incoming students on how to go about selecting their majors and also pursuing a professional career at the university. And then came to Indiana for graduate school. I attended the Ball State University and also worked at Ball State University as a senior researcher to a professor, and also graduated with distinction and honor with a Master of Science degree in Natural Resource and Environmental Management with emphasis on Liberia Forest Resources Management. And so now I find myself in Liberia working with the Environmental Protection Agency of the Republic of Liberia, where I serve as the Assistant Manager for Environment and Social Impact Assessment, a portfolio in which I issue environmental permits to all our developments in the Republic of Liberia. And I also serve in my capacity politically as the Vice Chair for International Affairs of the Matic Coalition for Democratic Change, Maserati chapter. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That's the voice of the greatest man in studio. Our studio guest, Dawoda Socrates Kalon. Anyway, Mr. Kalon, time is fast spent. We want to dive straight into the issue. We're going to be diving straight into current event. The first question to you is, the Lone Star of Liberia take on the Bafana of South Africa at its SKD's complex. We lost the game 2-1 in favor of the Bafana. And I heard that according to the source, the president wasn't on the field to support the Lone Star, and some of the government officials wasn't around to support the Lone Star, and the Lone Star lost the game. And that going to lead the Lone Star not being qualified for the African Cup. So what is your take on that, Mr. Kalon?
Well, XYZ, I think the source may have come from Pluto, because the president, being a former professional footballer and then also a player of the Liberia national team, flew from Accra the very day of that game, flew from Accra just because of the game. And then upon his arrival, he detoured and made his way to the SKD Sports Complex, where he and his batch of officials witnessed the game. But then unfortunately, Liberia lost to the South Africans. So that source may have come from Pluto.
Thank you very much. Dawoda Socrates Kalon. I have some questions over here. Also, question number 2. Now we are heading to the elections. Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Fulule.
Yeah, Mr. Kalon, once again, it is a pleasure to be here, to share this platform with you here. And we say thank you so much for the fact that you are in Liberia and taking your time to join us here to let the world know what is a training issue on ground in our motherland. It is appreciated. Thank you so much for that. But on the football issue, as ex-president, from you from the inside of the government, right? We want to know, as ex-president, the ex-footballer rather, the president is an ex-footballer, a war-bearer, not just footballer, but a man who excelled to the higher height on the field of football, in the field of football. And under his regime, our national team always losing game. They're always losing game. We thought the national team would be strengthened under the regime of the football president George Manneh Weah. Why is it that? Why is the problem that our national team is always like that, knowing that Liberians spoke so much. Liberians spoke so much, but the momentum the national team is giving us is not to that standard that we expected, that especially under the footballing president. Why is it a problem?
Well, thank you very much. I think a journalist in Liberia asked the president similar question when he arrived at the Rabas International Airport, and I can't answer it best than what he said. You have to understand, Liberia, of all African countries, will have a different way of looking at things in this country. Sometimes it derived from the issue of bravery in our own mindset, where because of bribes, we barely send our best. Whenever you are playing international games, whether it's quizzing, whether it's workshop, whether it's any competition, you send the best in country, to compete with the best counterparts out there. But sometimes it is unfortunate for our situation. No matter how much money the president gives to Lone Star, and mind you, this is government. Every agency of government has a budget. So the president, not because he was a former footballer, means that he can just take any amount of money and then give it to Lone Star. But I'm saying from a concept that I know as a person who has been working in government for the past 5 years or 6 years, it's it. We always have this tendency of sending people who are not the best of us to these kind of international competitions. So Lone Star is not an exception. So maybe some of those things may have happened. Because I hear many people say, even I watched the game over the TV. I saw the goalkeeper. I know we should have some goalkeepers that may be better than the goalkeeper that we sent. And so we have to look at our own national way of looking at things and our national way of doing things. That should be merits. The doctrine of meritocracy has to prevail. When people put in their best and they become the best, let's use them. So you take the best of the best and send them forth as your front runner, then sending your least, because other countries will vet based on merits. And if you don't vet based on merits, obviously you're not going to get the results that you want.
Yeah. So, thank you for that. You think the problem is coming from picking the players? You think is it advisable to the Lone Star team to start looking at players from our county meet? Because our county meet, you can see some, marvelous and great players on the field of plays during the county meet. Why is it that, Lone Star not looking in that direction to pick some of those young boys, to get them trained to that standard for our national team?
Yeah, that could be another possibility. My profession a little bit far away from sports, so I really don't look into the technical details of sports. But that could be an option. So the evaluation process, I think we need to go back to it, and the selection process. Okay. Let's look in the country and select our best and make sure that we incorporate them on the national team.
Lastly, on that, you think the president getting some advice on that line? Or since you guys close to the president, what is the president saying on those issues? Knowing the deficiency of the national team, what are you guys hearing from the president about this? The performance of our national team. Is the president saying anything, even though the president don't talk to the nation? But is he saying anything beyond closed door that that you think like Grandpa need to hear?
No, the president does talk to the nation. I think I just told you that he spoke about this issue a few days ago at the airport. And it's every generation, you have to understand the days that the president was a professional soccer player or football player are quite different from the days that we have now. Even the days that John Z and myself were at the University of Liberia are quite different. The competition we had at the time to succeed when we studied and put our feet in buckets, it's quite different from the generation that you have now. So even if people give you the resources to be able to improve yourself, it has to derive from your own willingness and ability to improve yourself. And that's what I was saying. So we have to go back then and see if there are few at the national level that are putting in more work. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt to incorporate them. But the president by himself he's not pleased, but he has to accept the results that comes out. But he's not pleased with the fact that he was a former professional, and then the Lone Star will be defeated all of the time. But these things are beyond precedence. They have all technical groups that deal with the Lone Star, and those people have to be able to put their hands to work and do what is required of them as manager of the team.
Thank you very much. That is the voice of Director Kalon. The number to call is 317-717-1162. Even though we got the number roaming over here on the screen, you can look on the screen and call the number 317-717-1162. Our studio guest is Dawuda Socrates Kalon, a politician from Liberia. The man who understands the director of politics. Thank you very much. Studio guest is Dawuda Kalon. We had a dive straight into the issue.
Yeah.
Now
I am a professional environmental scientist.
Okay, a professional environmental scientist.
Politician.
Not a politician.
Politician. Politician is just a side hustle.
That's an extra curriculum work for politics.
Please, Joe. I don't want to touch on an issue. And I'm going to on Facebook Live. The number to call is 317-717-1162. Studio guest is Dawuda Socrates Kalon, environmental scientist. Thank you very much. From Boston State University.
Thank you, Bo.
Of America. We have we have second question for you, Mr. Kalon.
Yes.
Who is opposition threat to the CDC-led government? Is it Joseph N. Boakai or Arizona Cummings? Comes the October 10th, 2023 elections.
I think you have to understand the history of CDC. The CDC has never feared any foe into any competition. As a matter of fact, the standard bearer that we have has defeated all of those that we have as opposition. Today we call opposition. So the CDC has no fear for any political amalgamation from the opposition, even though it is not possible that they easily amalgamate because the potential standard bearer that the opposition sees, he is less likely to be the president if he gets elected mistakenly. So everybody is now fighting to be a vice president because the vice president could potentially be the one running the seats. So the CDC has no fear for any political foe.
Okay. You got a question for Kalon on this note?
Yes. We know the CDC defeated all the opposition candidates that you just mentioned in the past. At that time, Liberians didn't know the performance of George Weah. Now that Liberian people have seen what George Weah is capable of and what he's not capable of, do you still have faith that George Weah is at his, at that level of winning election this come up October 2023?
Weah's opportunity to win an election in this country even become more easier than it was 6 years ago or 5 years ago. This is a man who was doubted that because he was not educated, the education system will have crumbled. The education system has gotten more support than any other government since 1847. This is a man who decided the country will have crumbled under his regime. That's why it was predicted by a Harvard-trained president, economist, Madam Salif, that Liberia will have gone through some turbulence of economic breakdown. This president has managed to create macroeconomic stability over the past 5 years. This president has managed to be able to some extent, bring about stability in the supply of electricity by going to tapping into our transboundary electricity lines, like from Cote d'Ivoire, for example, through the West African Power Pool. This president has managed to improve the lives of people working in the health sectors. Weah has touched every sector. The people in the hinterlands are now seeing vivid facts, tangible facts that they cannot easily deny. And therefore, no politician can easily go beyond Maserado and go preach negative about a Weah re-election. So Weah re-election has become more easier. At the time the man has not touched the presidency, he has not performed. But now that he has performed with less limited resources, he has outperformed the one that he got domestically and carry on all these developments. The Liberian people are just waiting for October 10th. Forget about the political Chicana race in Maserado. Maserado it's just a part of the fraction.
Thank you very much. That's the voice of Tawada Sowati Kalon from Liberia, representing the CDC government. And Tawada Sowati Kalon, we have a call on the line. Caller Anthony Gavler. Hello, Anthony Gavler. Anthony Gavler, you are live on Opitimo. Internet listening to you, and the rest of the world listening to you as well.
You guys made me laugh. I want to describe today's show as the worst of this kind.
Go ahead.
I want to consider this to be the worst show of this kind.
Why?
Why are you going to put a guy who is at the dinner table and asking how it's outside? He would definitely say, oh, he don't care for outside. This guy is brought as an environmental scientist to say only the Weah-led government education has picked up. Where is he coming from? Because you have an education minister with his own school, a university of Liberia is not teaching, students are outside boycotting every day. Okay? Then he says, does he know how many schools in the country? Okay? So that's not what he's trying to say. CDC today is not a democratic change. It is a coalition of political parties. Alright? So tomorrow NPP or whatever coalition they allow him to be the win, they draw the real corrupt Senate not winning.
So, Mr. Gayflower, what's your question to the studio guest?
No, I'm just trying to buttress all of the trade things he did. All right? If I ask you something, what is he going to say? If I say, Highest Ruler or Highest President is the best president in Africa, that's what he will tell me. All right? So I'm not expecting him to say anything contrary to what he thinks in his head.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
But the man said he called a buttressman, so there's no issue.
We are chasing now is even higher than before. All right? How can we are chasing be higher than before? He's in the place that never spoken to the great people in months. The man who planned a bill commander in the country without no report on the regime. All right?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's the voice of Anthony Gayflower. Anthony Gayflower is a pioneer of this community. Anthony Gayflower resides in Indianapolis, Indiana. He's a politician / a hard worker. Thank you very much. He's a pioneer also, right? Thank you very much. That's Anthony Gayflower. Anthony Gayflower hails from Lofa County. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Anthony Gayflower, for calling. Thank you for calling.
Do you have anything to say pertaining to what Mr. Gayflower just said?
Well, I appreciate Mr. Gayflower for placing the call. But I would have had more to say had he been in the position of challenging and pointing out or pinpointing out issues that are places where the education sector has failed or fallen. But instead, Mr. Gayflower said he had called to buttress what I said. So there's no need to counter what he has said.
All right. Moving forward to that, you said, the president chances of winning election this time around is more higher than even ever before. So, yeah. And you listed some of the things that he have done, but yet the ordinary Liberians are supposed to vote for this president are saying that their copper rice, the prices of copper rice is always, is skyrocket high, and the death rate in the country without accountability is skyrocket high. Every day you wake up, somebody will die, and the government will bring the charades of, we will do a autopsy, and a autopsy report don't come out. The autopsy report is just a fiasco in the Liberian English. It's just a fiasco with all the auditors that have died, and with all of the condition that in the country that people the health condition. Like 2 days ago, we just saw a retired LU teacher was venting their anger at the university campus that they are not taking their pay or their pension. All those things are going on. People are hungry. Like a father will wake up so morning, don't know where to get food from to put on his family table. All those things. Okay. And it is a thing that is out there that everybody's seeing, that everybody reading, and everybody listening to. Wow. So, yes.
I got a question. So I'll tackle it in 2 ways. There hasn't been a time in this country where the Liberian people have not suffered. There has never been a time where you go and ask the man, how you doing? And say, everything okay? To say our layman term. There has never been a case. So in other words, it tells you that there isn't a country on earth that you have absolute happiness with all of its citizens, with its government. Even the United States you sit in, there are citizens of the United States that have issues with the government. There are people who sit on their couches, even though the government creates the enabling environment for them to be able to triumph. But they sit on their couches and want government to feed them. They are in America, you know that. So similarly, there are people in this country that are also sitting and not want to do anything for themselves, and everything they blame it on government. Even when they have malaria, they say it's government. We know there are challenges, but Liberia is one of the countries that you can easily survive. Check around the region. When you go and check for a phone card to make a call, Liberia will have one of the cheapest rates in the region. See COVID make a lot of countries around us within the sub-region government of crumble. Look at Ghana. What Ghana is going through. Liberia, despite all of that, Liberia still maintain a stable macroeconomic situation. So the analysis is talking about, it depends on who conducted that research. It depends who did the survey and what was their question, what was their methodology to derive people crying. But we know within ourselves that independent survey that have been conducted, Liberians, yes, the country is moving forward. It's moving towards a trajectory where we can have at least a stable middle class. Today, you can come in Liberia, people are not working for government, but they can rent an apartment that costs $300 per month. And you say people complaining, go to liquor tables at night, go on the weekends. Ask people, carry people around, let them go and take photos. Ordinary Liberians who are not even government officials, who are not working any high class level, they can put drinks on a table. So people who are seated in their houses and on their couches and think the government will come and give handouts, maybe those are the people that you're talking about. But the ordinary people know that the government is doing her best to make sure we are not producing rice. Remember, those are the same politics that were preached in 1979, and we brought this country back to ashes. Has there been any change? The politicians that told you they could reduce the price of rice. Did they reduce price of rice? Because you are not producing a commodity.
That's why the people voted for change.
And the change is happening.
In the form of
the change is happening. The change is happening.
We cannot say because.
Thank you very much. Hold on. You can't have a student guest. Student guest is Daouda Socrates Kalon. Socrates Kalon is in Liberia, Common Lake. Socrates Kalon is on live right now. Anyway, this open table. Thank you for joining us. Socrates Kalon, my third question to you is about the president. The president visit to the United States is unclear to the Liberian people. Can you better explain the Liberian people? Can we better explain to the Liberian people as a citizen? The president visit to the United States is unclear to the Liberian people. As a citizen, can you better explain to the Liberian people about the president's visit to the United States?
I think there are some information that because I'm a citizen and become in government, it does not mean that I may have privileged access to information. But anything that has to do with the presidency and the office of the president, they have people who are clothed with the authority to speak on behalf of this issue. Okay. If the president went to Washington and got some information that is a public consumption, he will come back and speak about it. But you understand that America works in different ways. So if somebody says the president went and met the Central Command, the U.S. Central Command, it is an intelligence bureau. That's not information that somebody can just go around, any president or any individual can just go around and I don't know what conversation was held, but it is in the prerogative of the president to be able to disclose that. Because the government of Liberia share intelligence with the government of the United States of America. So they have to protect that issue of confidentiality of the information gotten.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. The question is well answered. You know, you answered a politician. Thank you very much. That's Socrates Kalon. Even though he's not a politician, he's a scientist. But nevertheless, Mr. Volola in studio, do you have any question on this note? Do you have any question for the studio guests?
I just want to say, as a vice chair for international affairs for the youth wing, is that the youth wing or the Maserado chapter?
No, the Maserado National Chapter.
The Maserado National Chapter, you know, and you don't have any international any information on the president's visit to the U.S. Anyway, we just go with what you said. That's great. But thank you.
But it depends on what material error is. The president is a partisan and a standard bearer. So I coordinate things. Remind you now, CDC has different chapters all over the world. We have CDC USA, we have CDC Canada, we have CDC Iraq, we have CDC Ghana, we have CDC all over the world. Since Australia.
All the chapters collaborate, right?
So we coordinate these different things and make sure that we work with them to be able to link and preach the manifesto of the original CDC in country. So my duty is not a question of government officials that are traveling. The president did not travel as a standard bearer, he traveled as the president of the Republic of Liberia. So that was not in my jurisdiction.
Okay,
thank you. Thank you very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the number to call is 317-717. 317-717-1162. The number to call is 317-717-1162. Call and ask Dawda Sogati Kalon what you think about the upcoming election come October 10, 2023. Dawda Sogati Kalon is a CDCN. He will be able to give you some information concerning the elections in Liberia. Dawda Sogati Kalon have been in Liberia for almost about close to 3 to 4 years now. So he should be able to give you some information concerning the government, the CDC-led government in Liberia. Mr. Kalon, we got some information. They say the 50 billion saga surrounding the CDC-led government. What is the president doing about this information surrounding the Liberian government? Is the country being sold to the Arabs?
50 billion in terms of what? 50 billion from where?
50 billion from the Arab people from
Dubai.
From Dubai. When I say Arab from Dubai, from that whole side, that region,
the
UAE. They said that there's a 50 billion given to the ruling party, or did I say the government of Liberia? What is your take on that? Is that true? We want to know because we got some intelligence.
No, I think the information was meant for what we call blue economy. Blue economy is where people trade with countries that have the potential to sequester. Sequester means to capture carbon. Remember, the whole world now is going towards environmental, and so the pollution that is in the air from industrialized country has been absorbed by countries that have forest, and Liberia is one of the countries that endowed with natural forest from the Upper Guinea forest, and so we have about 43% of that remaining forest, and so we have the potential to sequester carbon. It's on the basis of that many people are trading blue economy. They refer to that blue economy, the carbon sequestration. So we are selling our potential to sequester carbon. It's on the basis of that I think that money was a profit. So that money is not meant for CDC.
But is the money is the money meant for the Liberian people, or is just for the government? Is it it's for the government?
This is the money that's meant for the government. Anything that is for the government is for the people of Liberia. The government is the people.
Is this a loan or a grant?
I'm not clothed with the authority to determine whether it's a loan. I think the Foreign Affairs can be able to speak to that. So this is just something that came up, and it takes time before the information filters down.
Okay, thank you very much, Alice. Thank you very much, Dawda Sogati Kalon. Thank you for joining on the studio. This is Obi Table. The number to call is 317-717-1162. If you got any question for Dawda Sogati Kalon, you can call the number 317-717-1162 and get contribution. Socrates, you got any question for Socrates?
Yes. We have something.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Kalon, thank you once again. How prepared is CDC this election? With the biometric registration going on, how prepared is CDC right now?
The party has long been prepared for this election. The party is over prepared for this election, and the party shall always be prepared for any election.
Do you guys believe in a biometric system?
Well, for the fact that the biometric system was introduced under the CDC-led government, it tells you that we are prepared, more prepared for it.
Is it transparent? Is it transparent?
Well, you have to understand that you are dealing with a president who is not just a regular president. This is a president who 2 years ago was preaching for term reduction through a referendum. If he weren't a transparent president, he would not be pushing for the reduction of the tenure. There's no record in this country has shown, or anywhere around Africa, that a sitting president will be requesting for reduction in his tenure or her tenure. This president has demonstrated that. So he's not interested in holding power for long. This president has demonstrated where CDC has gone to election, major election in Macerado County in our stronghold, and results have shown that we lost the election. The president went across to welcome the party that won the election. So he has tenets, he has characteristics of free and fair election. The CDC does not steal election. The CDC has a multitude of partisans, and so we don't believe in stealing or raking elections.
So, Mr. Kalon, on that note, so are you trying to tell me that the president is advocating to have only 4 years instead of 6 years in office?
But that was gone because Liberian people squandered the opportunity. They were misled, and they said they were not ready for that. So that referendum was canceled. It was proposed in the 2020 how you call it, by-election. But that did not go through.
Thank you very much. The number to call is 317-717-1162. Honorable Chairman, Josiah Jiggy Jr. in Hawaii. I know you're in Hawaii. You can call from Hawaii. You can call 317-717-1162. Honorable Chairman, Josiah Jiggy Jr. The number to call is 317-717-1162. You're on that volume. The favorite song in Neighbor County. Wait, got for the studio guests. Socrates.
The studio guests, I just want for to take like 3 seconds break. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much. This open table. This is open table.
If you not want betrayal, find a friend like me. Find a friend like me. Find a friend like me. If you not want betrayal, find a friend like me.
Bombe oh, find a friend like me. Bombe jene oh, find a friend like me. Bombe, find a friend like me.
Yes, thank you very much. Socrates, are you there?
I'm here, my dear brother.
Yeah, thank you very much. This OP table. Hey, that's the voice of the great SYC in police. Yeah, anyway, that was already cut on. Without further delay, I think it will be prudent enough for you to give your party statement. You have answered all of our questions. And I would say to you, keep doing what you're doing for the Liberian people back home. You are doing extremely well. I applaud you for the greatest job you are doing for Liberian people. It's a pleasure indeed, and it's a good thing to leave the United States and go back home to serve your people. That shows that the love you got for your people in Liberia is great enough that we can tell anybody that this man loves his country. And sooner or later, maybe one day you raise your hand, you say you want to be the senator of Macerado. Maybe you will say you want to be the president. We don't know. So, nevertheless, we are here. We are in support of you. And you live in the great United States of America, going to Liberia to go and work for the country. We applaud you. So, Mr. Kalon, it's a pleasure that you gave your parting statement. We don't want to hold you so long. We asked you for 1 hour, and the hour elapsed. So we say, give your parting statement to Open Table and the rest of the work that was Socrates Kalon. May God be with you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my brother. And I first want to say I'm grateful to the Open Table family for the invitation. I think young people should be able to have this kind of exchange so that people on the other side can be able to know. This president has created a playing field and a simplified governance to the extent that those days, things that we did not know as young people, we have had the opportunity now to participate in the governance of the state. Where we represent this country in so many countries, and people get proud with our representation. Young people in Africa now are not people that can just be used for violence or just be used to elect older people in offices. But young people have to take responsibility of the future of their states. And this is the opportunity that Josh Weah has given us, and we are proud of that. And we call all our young people to be able to join ranks. The CDC is the future of Liberia. CDC remains the future of Liberia because CDC is the melting point. It's the party that embraces all creed, regardless of your economic status, regardless of your religion, regardless of your parents, your ancestral background, regardless of the color of your skin. This is the only party that you found a combination of men and women with different talents and different characteristics. And that's the reason why the cities is always envied. Because if you want any kind of people, the city can produce that. And so we call all young people in the diaspora. Like, look at the CDC. CDC is diverse. And this is the hope. This is the hope of the country. For young people to take over the affairs of the state. Mind you, like we respect older people, and there are older people in the CDC, but we have a lot of emerging challenges that require, contemporary thinkers. So we appreciate other people who have led Liberia and brought to this state, but we cannot continue to make the country to retrogress. The country has to move forward. And in order for it to move forward, we need new mindset. We need young people. We need a vibrant president. We need somebody who can easily pick up, his father and run to work and be able to come back and still wake up and go back to work. And so it is our hope that Liberia should continue to move to a more younger president than for us to retrogress to a more retired president. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear brother. Thank you so much for the time so far. We really appreciate it. Like you rightly said, young people, we have to encourage one another to take the bold step that we take. If you are staying in America here, you will be making more money than you making in Liberia there. But it is a sacrifice that you are doing. Other young people, that's the only country we have. That's the only country we have. We have to take that. We have to make that sacrifice to serve our country in any capacity you think you can serve your country. We can do all the credit. We can carry on all the criticisms everywhere. But at the end of the day, Liberia is what all of us want to see. Better. So
better,
yeah. So. Yeah, I join you. I add my voice to your voice to encourage every young Liberians out there to make that sacrifice as well to make our country better. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining our in studio, Dawda Sukari Kalon. We say thank you very much. I think we should be closing anytime soon. Thank you for coming, Dawda Sukari. You can leave whenever you want to, but we say thank you for joining our in studio. We applaud you. We say keep doing the best job you're doing for Liberian people in back home. Keep doing it. We are here in the diaspora. Anything you want from America, let us know so that if there's any information you need, we are here to give you those information. And likewise, when we need some information from Liberia, we will consult you. We will probably refer to you now as our correspondent in Liberia.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
No problem, my dear brother.
See you.
All right then. Bye-bye.
Good night. Good night.
Okay, bye. Yeah, that was the voice of Dawda Sukari Kalon. I'm here now with Jan and Dave Volula in studio, and we'll be wrapping your anytime soon. Mr. Volula, is there a way you can get your party so we can leave this place because Saturday time is fast spent. You gotta go to Jennifer.
That's right. That's right. I'm already in trouble. That's right. But I just want to commend the young brother, for coming on and for the bold step he took, to go to Liberia.
Yeah.
After all his education here, if you stay here, you will be making more money than what he making right there in Liberia.
That's true.
But he made that sacrifice. Thank you. And also I just want to encourage all Liberians on ground, make sure and register to vote. Your power is your vote.
Thank you very much.
Your power is your vote. Make sure register to vote, especially in district number 7, Bonkante.
Yeah.
Make sure if you are listening to us, make sure register and vote for change. When you are on the field of play, that's why they have.
Who does you vote for? District number 7.
I'm coming. When you are on the field of play, that's why we have a substitute.
Yeah.
The coaches not on the field, they see all the mistakes on the field, right? For them to substitute the mistake. Substitute people that are on the field are making a mistake to correct the mistakes, right?
Yeah.
So we are on the fence. We see all those mistakes. You should not just look at us to be, people that are just sitting down on the far that just talk, right?
Yeah.
We see all the mistakes. So we are encouraging you. We are seeing all the mistakes and will not recommend anybody that bad, that will not bring change, that will not transform your life. So I'm encouraging everybody in District 8, Montserrado County, District 7, Bum County, go and register to vote. District 8, Alvin T. Peno. First hand, we have experienced that. District 7, Mr. Rufus Tati. First hand, we have experienced that. We are recommending those people to you. Vote them. You will not regret in voting the people to represent you. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Facebook Live, this OP table. District number 7, Bon County, we have Rufus Tati. Rufus Tati is an honorable man. Rufus Tati, whenever he comes over there, if he says that you vote for me, vote for him. That's one of the greatest men we have ever produced from this community. He served our community with clarity and distinction. I know we are aware. What is the clarity and distinction? That means that this young man, I don't praise people. I'm calling him young man because I sit with him all the time on the table with him. I said, have a conversation.
Oh yeah,
I know that's I'm calling him young man.
He's down to earth.
Yeah. He's a very good man.
Down to earth.
Bon County, District number 7. If you ever want change, if you ever need change, or if you want change, the change is at your door. It's your choice now to go to the ballot boxes and vote Rufus Tati. Vote Rufus Tati. That's the change you're gonna get. Because if you don't vote your own kind, if you vote somebody else, what change you want? So the young man, I know you very well from Indianapolis, Indiana. He was the president of this community. He served with clarity and distinction. He must have been chatting all along. He must talk all the time. And he's a down-to-earth man. Please vote the aspirant Rufus Tati. You will never regret it. Thank you very much. Like my brother said, Alvin T. Peno, if you can vote Alvin Peno, that's fine too. But anyway, Rufus Tati, District number 7, never forget. Vote Rufus Tati. Vote one, vote all. Thank you very much. This OP table. Honorable Chairman, Mr. Volula, we gotta be wrapping up.
I don't want to respond to the chairman. The chairman posted something here. OP table never endorse any candidate. Yes, we are not endorsing candidates. We are just announcing, people from our community that are doing good in those districts. We just putting it out there.
I will respond to the chairman. Chairman, as we are aware, these are our people. There is a need. We tell the world that these guys are good people. When somebody is good, tell the people these guys are good. Mr. Tati is a very good man. He served this community with clarity, distinction, and he deserves the flower. So when somebody have done good for you and for your community, those are people you talk about because they are going home to go represent our people. If there is any way that these people from Liberia are going to be questioning us in Indiana, they will say, but you guys were sitting where you guys came in, they don't tell if they were good people or not. Mm-hmm. So we have to tell the Liberian people, most especially the people at District number 7, Bon County, that we are sending a great men are going to represent you. If you want to change, vote Mr. Rufus Tati for Representative District number 7. Thank you very much. We got to wrap up real quick. Chairman is in Hawaii. Chairman, you can be on the beach and be making comment. Chairman, you're on the beach. You are on the beach in Hawaii. Chill. Oh my goodness. Let me zero. Oh my goodness. OP table. Let me zero. I keep calling on chairman. Anyway, you follow that. You net time follow that.
Fire free let me.
Thank you very much. PMI is in Hawaii. There is complication. Live call anyway. Let's go on the show where you can comment. No problem. Thank you very much. Oh, Peter. Love betray for me. Well, little gentlemen, I was pretty color. Look at the color was area representing the city government. I was in Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania, the UK, Discussing politics. Liberia is falling. There is a name of Mr. Liberia.
They want me go.
They want me go. I say,
Some French Some French my bestie, the bestie, la bestie,
I say, see bestie, wanting to every. Fire friend, let me.
Friend of me. Mama Samba. Mama Samba Zakwe. I'm going to do full lines to be.
They won't step on my blessing, but God get a breaking heart.
In Hawaii.
They won't call it my blessing, but God get a breaking heart.
French, see French, can't see Papa T French, and I want no back for French. Wango for bestie, wango for daddy,
I hear them say, they want me go, I say, I hear them say, they want me go, I say,
Some French, some French, my bestie, the bestie, la bestie, fire friend.
I say, see bestie, wanting to every.